My name is Renee Casano. It's my first corporate fast, like with the church. There was a desire of my heart to go to Israel. I have wanted to go to Israel since I started watching The Chosen and watching all the places where Jesus went, where the miracles were, and there has been a shift in my spirit, and God is just bringing me into a deeper presence, a deeper relationship with Him. And the desire to go to Israel came out of nowhere. But I also knew that, I am a widow. My husband passed away in 2006, so I have very little means, and I knew I would never be able to afford that. So I put it in God's hand as part of my fast. As I'm searching, Lord, I'm expecting big things, and I just put this trip in God's hands and said, Lord, you know what the desires of my heart are. You know what my abilities are, what I can afford, what I can't afford. I can't afford this trip on my own. But I didn't want what my desires to be the focal point of the fast. It was not the focal point. That was the cherry on the top, really, because God has blessed me and has brought me into such a deep place in these, and I've been there every morning. And that's not a pat on the back. That was my discipline to myself and my honor to the Lord. I'm seeking, and He found me every day in a really special way, I filled out a prayer card that the Lord would help finance the trip to Israel because it was the desire of my heart to go. I think it was the third day that I was there. And Pastor Christy came and she said, Renee, God has inspired somebody to take care of your trip to Israel. He says, you're going to go to Israel. Well, I'm telling you, the floodgates of heaven opened up and fell on me like Niagara Falls, because it erupted from my toes all the way out here, and it would not stop. It was like a gushing of emotional praise and thanks and humbleness, and God heard my prayer. God saw the ink I wrote on that paper and inspired somebody else to read that and inspired them to take care of me. I went up to Pastor WAYLON, and his wife was there at the time, and I was walking into church. I just went up to him and I said, I have to tell you something wonderful that has happened to me through the 21 days of prayer and fasting. I said, God has made a way for me to go to Israel with the church. And he says, oh, I know the story. He says, there are thousands of cards that are up on that pulpit every morning. And this person that picked up your card and prayed over it. And then the very next day, out of thousands of cards shuffled, he picked your same card again. And that person says, okay, God, I hear you. And he knew he was going to take care of you. My one card out of thousands of cards got put in one person's hand. And I believe God has this all orchestrated. That one person, and I don't know who it is, and God bless that person who was so faithful to God to answer the prompting of that. It's not to go asking what God can do for you, but it's to bring yourself and to just lay yourself before Him and bless Him and make it a time of intimacy between you and God, and let that be your driving force, and then God's blessings come with that.